Yo, it's your boy Jacob, and today we're going over the Halloween game website. Right off the bat, I love that his face follows your mouse. We got IllFonic, Compass, Gun, Further Front. So two of these are for like the lore and IP of Halloween, and then the other two are the publishers and game developers. Right away, if you scroll down, it's got a very cinematic scroll, or it can bug out. That hasn't happened before. Got Laurie's back, the pumpkin, and the rights. So we scroll back up and we go over the news. We got Welcome to Haddonfield, IllFonic, Compass International Pictures, Further Front, and Gun Interactive are bringing the next big thing in ASIM horror Halloween. The blueprint for the modern slasher Halloween 1987. It's left an undeniable and indelible mark on modern horror. Now the teams behind some of the most successful modern horror game titles join their publishing forces with the original producers of the film franchise to deliver the definitive, interactive iteration of this landmark property. IllFonic and Gun Interactive, in partnership with Compass International Pictures and Further Front, present Halloween. Ooh. My other video already goes over the announcement trailer like 5 times. The teams are thrilled to come together again to bring an IP this important and near and dear to their hearts to the asymmetrical horror landscape. All massive fans of the 1978 classic, with IllFonic at the helm of development and publishing and Gun providing publishing support. That's interesting to note for those that might not like Texas Chainsaw. But the thing is, I like Texas Chainsaw. I like Killer Clowns. The Ghostbusters and Predator Hunting Grounds also looked pretty fun. So I wouldn't complain either way. The goal is to not only do Halloween justice, but to once again innovate in the asymmetrical horror space. Yes, I am reading this with my radio announcer voice. Hopefully they hire me to do some vocal work for them. I doubt it. Charles Brungart, the CEO at IllFonic, states, working with Gunnigan presents an opportunity to showcase how both companies have grown since the last time we collaborated. I am looking forward to implementing the lessons we have learned since then in getting this game to market. And partnering with Malika Akkad and Ryan Freeman, the film's original producers, Compass and Further Front, has given us amazing insight and guidance into this quintessential horror IP. So we know the lore's about to be on point, dog. You know what's up. Wes Keltner, CEO at Gun Interactive, adds, when Chuck reached out to me with this opportunity to help, I didn't hesitate. It's exciting to bring these two teams back together again, and it certainly helps that we're working on one of the greatest horror films. We're always ready to support a friend like IllFonic. We got a nice little screen grab of Mike here. It looks like an in-game scream catcher. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty atmospheric. You got some smoke, fog, whatever that is back there. Nice puddles of the water where the ruts are for the car wheels. I'm pretty excited. Apparently, rumor has it, the original actor for Mike is doing the mocap for the game. So that's very exciting. There is a lot of ground to cover in revealing this project to you all, and the hub is already populated with a few key pieces to start that foundation. Check out the other posts, and that's what we're doing next. Bringing this world to gamers everywhere is extremely exciting for the whole development team at IllFonic, shares Jared Garrettson, the chief creative officer at IllFonic. We cannot wait to share more information as we work towards launch in 26. Constructing the ultimate horror sandbox. Read how Halloween aims to elevate immersion to offer the perfect horror playground. From its earliest iterations, Halloween has been built with the goal of delivering a dynamic, enveloping horror sandbox worthy of the legacy of its iconic source IP. As horror fans, we understand the importance of frighteningly relatable locations, believable characters, and dread-inducing situations, and wanted to ensure those fundamentals were presented throughout Halloween. As an homage to the meticulously crafted execution of John Carpenter's Halloween, our team has worked diligently to recreate that quaint town of Haddonfield as a living, breathing game world for players to exhaustively explore. Working with Malek Akkad and Ryan Freeman, the original producers of the film, has been amazing to make certain that the game is authentic to the source material every step of the way. So in my previous video, I kind of went over various theories. I had one included, maybe it's just the street that Mike's house is on, but it looks like, based on this verbiage, they're recreating the entire town of Haddonfield as a living, breathing game. What could that possibly mean? Are there going to be NPCs that Mike targets that we can save? I wonder if this is a living, breathing town. Oh my. Got another little screenshot here. Looks pretty atmospheric. Love the lighting. Very dark and dim and eerie. This franchise gives us the perfect opportunity to explore the unique yet familiar vibes of Haddonfield and its iconic killer. Everything we've built and designed comes together to create the perfect horror sandbox playground to interact with. We couldn't be more thrilled to develop such an experience and truly bring players into the world of Halloween. It's an exciting challenge to craft a time, place, and lifestyle that sets the stage for recreating the terrifying experiences of the original film. Not only did we get to build one of the most iconic killers of all time, but we also got to reconstruct Haddonfield as a period-accurate 1978 town. Look at that usage. We got town. This map has my hopes high. Higher than me in 420. Filled with unique interior and exterior gameplay spaces. Ooh. While Michael stalks and kills in these seemingly safe streets, the victims work to scour the world for helpful items, to fight back against the shape before it's too late. We've built a suburban playground, brimming with endless opportunities that empowers players to star in their own horror movies, where their choices decide the fates of everyone around them, shares Jordan Mathewson, the design director at IllFonic. Effective scares are often executed through a careful concoction of stark lighting, unsettling atmosphere, anxious musical stabs, and most importantly, the element of unpredictability. I hope they use the musical score of Halloween tastefully in this game. They could do so much. I already like how they did it with Dead by Daylight. I really do. And it seems like they're addressing all of the beautiful aspects of the film series that made it so, what's the word? Captivating? It pulls you right in to Haddonfield. In fact, I might have to go marathon the movies after this. Anyways, this is another good one. Halloween leverages Unreal Engine 5 to provide convincing in-game locations and familiar landmarks from Haddonfield with an expansive array of dynamic map features distinct gameplay elements and lifelike NPC interactions, all accompanied by haunting visuals and chilling audio that adapts to the world and actions around you. Since day one, our mission has been attempting to honor the aesthetics captured in the original film. We've thrived to faithfully recreate the look, feeling, and tone of the horror classic. The 70s were a very specific moment in time in terms of style and decor, and we made sure to immerse ourselves in those design principles to provide convincing environments reminiscent of the era. We want players to feel connected to the authenticity of Haddonfield. Cole Gray, art director at IllFonic, explains. Our teams combed through every frame of the film to ensure the visual fidelity and presentation was fitting of our horror sandbox. Today's technological advancements enable us to more potently recreate the noir in the film. Got another screenshot here with the water tower. Would be cool to climb up on top of it. That appears to be a fire hydrant. Some pumpkins, nice lighting. I like the lens flare there. I'm looking forward to it. Whether it's allowing players to step behind the mask and shape the critical narrative events of The Night He Came Home through the eyes of Michael Myers in a standalone single-player story mode, or cooperating with friends as the heroes of Haddonfield to rescue innocent residents in elevated asymmetrical multiplayer matches. We're heavily investing in core systems designed to foster engaging, unpredictable sessions with endless replayability. Our commitments to sandbox-first design decisions are guiding these principles, and we can't wait for players to experience Halloween for themselves. Right there is an interesting paragraph. Rescue innocent residents. So maybe we do have NPCs that the killer's gonna go around and killing. Maybe single player might factor some of that in as well. There's a lot here, and it looks like a lot more than either Killer Clowns or Texas Chainsaw offered. And both of those games I really liked. I know a lot of people got their beef with Gun and Ill. I'm a happy camper. Of course, I wish there was more updates, more maps, more characters, of course. But I like what we got. Excuse me. Replayability is such a critical component to any compelling gameplay loop, which is why we've dedicated extra development time to ensure we deliver a cohesive and endlessly replayable horror game. The foundations of our design goals center around an engaging core that breeds infinite possibilities throughout the game, regardless of how you choose to play. From the moment-to-moment gameplay to the front-end metagame progression experience, there will be consistent possibilities evolving around you. The feature and mechanic alchemy throughout Halloween has been catered to allow for expansive gameplay combinations, ensuring you're being fed that tantalizing sense of excitement while leaving you hungry for more, Jordan adds. That's a lot to digest, and we still got one more to go. Next up, tackling single-player and multiplayer modes in Halloween, IllFonic dives into why making a single-player narrative in Halloween was a must. Yeah, it is. Everyone wants to play as Mike. That might say a lot about society, that everyone wants to play as a serial killer, but whatever. Look at our boy. Look at the print on that love seat. Look at the swans in the background on the shelves. Got a little cuckoo clock. Man, I'm excited. Heralded as one of the very best in the genre, John Carpenter's Halloween stands above the rest when it comes to storytelling and tension. Jared Garrettson knew that this project wouldn't have been complete with just a fun multiplayer experience. There needed to be an immersive single player component to fully bring a true horror experience to players. In the multiplayer mode, you and up to 4 other players can join up to help free your town from death itself. With an array of interactable elements, players will have to team up, be smart, brave, and efficient to aid their friends and the folks of Haddonfield in thwarting Michael Myers. Explore the film locations you know and love across multiple maps, and who knows, maybe you'll find some sweet Easter eggs from this horror masterpiece along the way. Now, I do wonder what those Easter eggs could be. There's so many movies, so much lore to pull from. It would be crazy to see a reference to Halloween 3. I'd love it. Even if it's just the company that made the mask, you know what I mean? What was that? What was that? I gotta look it up. Something Shamrock, wasn't it? Silver Shamrock. Yeah. That'd be cool to have them referenced. Looks like you're going to be up to 1v4 here. Going to be maybe saving civilians in the city from either NPC mic or player mic. I don't know what options we'll have in terms of possible bot lobbies. But I'm excited. And again, I like the screenshot we got here. It looks pretty cool. It'd be cool to have Mike just hit some poses and just stare menacingly at you. But again, I'm really curious about how they're going to handle the movement, because he does always seem to be right behind you, but yet a couple steps ahead. Ooh. When we looked at how can we take asymmetrical horror to the next level for this project, we knew adding in a single-player mode would set us apart from other titles in the genre, shares Jared Garretson, CCO at Ilphonic. Jared continues, we believe that fun factor and gameplay comes above all, and adding this in definitely adds to that formula. I'm excited. I do think single-player helps create more of a longevity to the game. In 10 years, I can boot it up and still play, even though there might not be some lobbies. But I'm hoping the game's multiplayer lasts forever, as long as the Halloween franchise lasts. And that seems to be twice my age, so hey, that's a good sign, right? Now they just need a Scream game. Another little image here. Love the atmosphere. You can see some fog, good lighting. This looks really nice. Hopefully we get different seasons even, not just Halloween eventually. I know we'd all just want Halloween because the name of the game, but you know, I'd like to kind of see what happens in the snow, the summer, whatever, or at least different weather. Looks pretty good though. Wanting to give fans the best experience alongside the multiplayer mode, the narrative for single player and Halloween takes on a new shape. Playing as Michael Myers, walk through memorable locations from the 1978 classics such as the Myers house, or bask in the recreated atmosphere of Haddonfield. Wanting to bring players a mix of multiplayer fun with their desire to enjoy an immersive and interactive cinematic experience, we've placed emphasis on exploration and replayability in the single-player mode. I'd sure hope so. With that largely informing the design of story mode, we hope to transport our players to 1978 Haddonfield for a Halloween they'll never forget if they survive it. Special items and collectibles will be exclusive to this mode, and we cannot wait to unveil those later. Check them out, Halloween TVG, and all the major socials. They even got a subreddit. Again, experience the terror of Halloween. Become the boogeyman or fight back against the voice of evil itself in Halloween. Look at the guy. I like that the ghost thing moves around. You got a leaf blowing in the window. got a person sitting there watching TV. Pretty sure that was the Lori NPC. The glitter of the knife is cool. Boogeyman or hero? The boogeyman is out. Team up in a 1v4 asymmetrical horror showdown on everyone's favorite night of the year. Choose to save the quiet town of Haddonfield from bloodshed as a hero of Haddonfield, or stalk and terrorize the residents as Michael Myers. Ooh, look at him. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed my reading of this. Maybe it saved you some effort, maybe not. I know some of you may have expected this to be a nice brief summary, but hey, I just had to read it off myself. This is exciting. I'm looking forward to the future. I would guess Halloween 2026 for a release date. Kind of makes sense. Maybe at least the beginning of October. Maybe even the very end of summer, like mid-August, like a year from now. So we can play it. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Like, sub, share, do what you gotta do. Thanks for watching. Peace.